When you stop doing this, when you stop talking, when you stop your podcast like I did for about a week, you lose everything that you had. You become rusty. It's hard to get it back. And I've restarted this, I don't know, I'd say about 50 times. Because I'm not acting myself, but I'm trying to get to... You can't stop. You can't stop doing it. So anybody that wants to do a podcast, you have to do a podcast every day. Or you're going to lose it and you're going to become rusty. Oh my God. That was depressing. I've been watching a lot of doom and gloom lately. And so I've been kind of like resting the mind about... I did that thing on Halifax. So I put my feet into the shoes of those cops, and it depresses your mind. You feel what they feel. At least I do. And I've been watching the Chauvin case and the George Floyd case, and I mean, that's not happy times. So somebody called my hotline number the other day, and I like it when you guys call, okay? I love it when you call. It spices up my YouTube channel. It makes me talk about something that I'm not normally going to talk about. And this is a big deal. I don't know if I should name this an episode or not, episode 72, but a girl called. And that got me excited. A female called my hotline number. And it's never happened before. First of its kind. Girls are starting to watch what I do, and they never did before. So thank you, girls. Thank you, ladies, for watching. And this is a good call. She asked a great question, and I want you to hear it. So I'll play it.
Hey, Clint. My name's Tia. I'm a Bachelor of Science of Nursing student. I'm from Edmonton, Alberta.
Tia. Hi, Tia. Thanks for calling. She's a nurse. Tia the nurse. And I mean, it already sounds great, doesn't it? I mean, let's be honest.
My boyfriend and longtime partner is currently at Depot right now. Just wondering when he gets out, which will, be in the fall. It'll be the first time I've seen him in 6 months.
I don't know if I should say anything about this, but I don't know why that is. Maybe it's a good thing. You guys are going to be really excited to see each other, but maybe you can't go down there and visit him because of the COVID. He was running around town. But I remember being in Depot, and I met a girl a week before I went to Depot. And the only thing I ever looked forward to was when she flew down and seen me. And that's what got me through Depot. She came down. We got a hotel at Quality Inn. We got the jacuzzi suite. I splurged an extra $10 a night. And she watched me do my highbrows. She watched me put 20 coats on my highbrows, and it was probably one of the best weekends I've ever had. Not for her, but for me, it was great. And it was the first time we smashed. And I can't say that because my parents are going to watch this. But it really was. And in between coats, and the highbrows take 20 coats. Let's keep on going.
Just hoping, just with your relationship with your wife, she was a nurse, what are the best ways you guys were able to support each other through shift work and everything going on with your careers? Okay,
first of all, why didn't I prepare for this? I'm glad I'm not prepared. The great thing, I don't know if it's a great thing, but when I retired, she was starting to become a nurse. So we didn't really have that problem. She wasn't, when she started her shift work, well, the truth is, when she was a student, that was tough on us. How do we support each other? It wasn't good. I'll be honest with you, it wasn't good. I don't know if we really did support each other. Oh, I'm going to get in trouble for that one. I don't think I ever was a police officer when she was a nurse. I retired in 2019, and she hasn't even been a nurse for 3 years. Sorry.
Yeah, thank you so much. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.
Oh. Who's the guy? Who's the cadet that's at RCMP training right now that has that? It makes me jealous. So she calls back. She calls back a second time.
Clint, I'm so sorry.
And she's so sorry. About what?
Yeah, again, I completely forgot to give you my number.
She forgot to give me her number.
Could get some actual feedback.
She wants actual feedback.
So it's 587.
Okay, so I'm going to edit this part out.
7983. My boyfriend and I have watched your clips for forever. since you started a while back. But you're funny. You're funny as fuck. So, yeah, and I love your authenticity. So, yeah, any sort of ability to give me some insight as to how you can be a better support for your partner who is a Mountie or a member, as you guys put it. Yeah. Any advice would be appreciated. Okay, have a good one. Bye.
Really? Like me. Jealous. Jealous this cadet has... And I'm telling you right now, to the cadet, I know you're watching. You have to be watching this. Don't ever cheat on that one. And Tia, the nurse, has a potty mouth, doesn't she? And how great is that? This sounds like... I feel like I'm being a sicko. But I'm being honest. Her name is Tia. She's a nurse. Has a potty mouth. There's nothing... Those three things. Nothing beats it.
Funny as fuck.
Funny as fuck.
Fuck.
You hear how she says fuck? Like, it's not just fuck. It's fuck. Fuck. Like,
fuck.
yeah. I shouldn't have done that. That's funny. I like it. I'll answer your question. As a nurse, you're going to face death. You're going to see a lot of death. I think you are. I know my wife does. As a cop, hundreds of deaths. Both of you. Death City. I never shared that stuff with my woman. So that's how you can support each other. You're going to have a lot of common. You're in the same field. The same death field. And sometimes I wish my wife bottled it up and didn't tell me about the deaths at the care home. And then sometimes I wish that I would have talked to my wife a lot more when I was a cop. I'll be honest, her stories really bore me. That sounds so bad. But I don't want to hear about Bonnie, okay? And my wife will come home and tell me all about Bonnie. And all about Bonnie's life and her grandchildren, Bonnie's grandchildren. Because Bonnie died today. And I'll be like, oh, that's terrible. But I'm bored. Like, I don't want to hear it. I don't know why I'm telling you this. And I'll be like, how'd Bonnie die? And my wife will say, in her sleep. Bonnie died in her sleep. And I'm like, really? Like, that's a bad day? You want to hear Harold died? And I guess that's how I did it. I would never tell her about how Harold died. Harold was filling up a tire, a logging truck tire. And the tire blew up and blew up Harold. Timmy, his son, was the first to find him. All they found was a neck. That's all that remained. Do you want to hear about that story? Sometimes it's nice to bottle it up. That's the wrong advice. No, you guys tell each other. You guys tell each other about the deaths. And you got something to share over dinner. It's so dumb. I shouldn't have said that. But it's a good thing. I guess it's a good thing. That's how you're going to support each other. You're going to talk about it. And maybe that'll eliminate some of the mental illness that's surely going to happen. I'm kidding. It's not going to happen. Another thing, these are the things that you're not going to expect to hear from anybody. Food is a big deal. And you're not going to like what well, Tia, actually, you're good shit, I could tell. But other viewers, you asked. Cook him at dinner. He's going to work, shift work. He's going to work 2 days, 2 nights, most likely. He's going to start at 7, get off at 7, but he's not going to get off at 7. It's going to be 8, 9, or 10. And you got to fuel the engine. The machine? The engine? It's so important, food and nutrition. We never did that. I look back and I'm like, why didn't we do that? That was so important. Sleep and food. That's how you support each other. I'd come home. And I'm scared to tell the story because there's one of our friends that watched this podcast, and the other day she says to my wife, Clint doesn't like your Jeep, eh? And I never said that to my wife, but I said it on the podcast. And then my wife is like, oh, you didn't like that I bought the Jeep? Do you know what I mean? So I'm scared to say stuff because it gets back to my wife. But I'd get off shift 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night, I come home, I want to eat. Eating's important. And a lot of times she'd tell me that my food's in the microwave. Okay, it's not cooking in the microwave. It's been sitting in the microwave since 4:30. Sometimes there'd be a can of alfaghetti, and I'd have a can of alfaghetti and a kokanee with no ice. That was my dinner. On the special evenings, it was beans on toast with a can of kokanee and ice. Okay, maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit. We rarely had ice. But there was a lot of times where it was alfaghetti and beans on toast and old potatoes. This is turning into a sad podcast. Just cook for each other. Cook for him. And vice versa, of course. You know I mean it the other way around. And if you don't know how to cook, Tia, order something healthy. Don't order a pizza. You want to support your guy? Let him go out with the boys. Let him go out with the boys. He's going to work 2 day shifts. And on that second day shift, it's going to be a swing night. He doesn't work till the next night. And it's really nice to go out with the guys and let off some steam without you. You don't always have to be there. I know you miss him. But he wants to go out without you. And try not to be upset with that. Try to be supportive with that. That's just something that he needs to do. And every now and then he'll take you. That sounds so terrible. I'm glad he called, though. It spiced up my night. What's for dinner? I don't know. There's some wieners in the fridge. Oh, the good old days. Thank God I'm retired. I think you guys are going to do great. And when you have kids, when you have kids, it can work out. It can work out great as cops. Well, you're not a cop. You know what the great thing about becoming a nurse is? Everywhere you go, everywhere he goes, you follow him. Unfortunately. And you can be a nurse wherever you want. I guess this is advice for you, because it's something that I know about nursing. My wife has less than 3 years. If you become an RN, you could be top dog in any community. You could come to Port Alberni. You guys could literally come to Port Alberni, get a cheap home. It's got a canal. It's got a lake, probably the most beautiful lake in all of Canada. I shit you not. That unbelievable. You don't want to go uptown. It's not pretty. But there's some nice spots in Port Alberni. You guys could have a great life. And the nursing jobs. And when I say Port Alberni, I mean a lot of communities around the world. And you don't have to settle for, hey, I think I'm going to work at an old folks home. Not that's a bad thing. It's where my wife works. I'm going to go to IPU. I'm going to go on the 4th floor. I'm going to work in Emerge. You can become director of care, like my wife did, which is unbelievable. Not even 3 years experience. And get a massive wage. You guys are so lucky. He's going to get a good wage eventually. You're going to get a great wage. Maybe even a better. My wife makes way more money than I ever made as a cop, as the RCMP, because we never got raises. I guess my point is, when you become a nurse, you have to think, what can I apply for the jobs that you think you're not going to get, because you're going to get them. That's how dire they are for nursing jobs. Think director of care. If you're into that. I don't know. Maybe you're not. Thanks for calling. 604-330-2512. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
Fuck, 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 fuck,